What's the deal, everybody? It's your boy Hoodie Kush. I know it's been a while. Been dealing with a lot, got a lot of busy stuff going on the past couple months or the past couple weeks, shall I say. But I'm back. I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here. Hoodie's still here. You know what I'm saying? Just wanted to hop on, you know what I mean? Dak Gomes, what's the deal, my guy? Day one right there. What's the deal with you? Just wanted to hop on, touch base with the fan base, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure everybody's heard the same things that everybody else is talking about. You know what I'm saying? The Max Crosby business, Trayvon Diggs, his future with the Cowboys. Jeremy Betts, what's the deal? Um, you know, what's going on, Nisi? How are you, sweetheart? I'm glad you did catch me live. Just wanted a little impromptu. You know what I'm saying? I was going to go do it at 6, but I was like, to hell with it. I'm already at work, ain't doing nothing, so I might as well make the most of it, right? So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody has heard everything from everybody else. I've already expanded on a few things. Max Crosby, Trayvon, his future. You know what I'm saying? Will we get another pass rusher? Will there be trades? You know what I'm saying? Leave it up to Jerry. And if we come out and have another good showing like we did against Washington, that gives him pause to make a trade. I'm going to be honest with you. Because if I'm looking at it from a Jerry standpoint, it's one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, in Jerry's mind. Whether we get a pass rush or not, if we have another outing where the defense can get 2 or 3 key stops and the offense does exactly what the offense has been doing, then I doubt Jerry's going to want to push to make a trade. What will push Jerry to make a trade is if we completely bottomed out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the talking heads, if you listen to those guys, they'll say, well, I mean, with the Cowboys rolling the way they were rolling against Washington, if they come out against Denver and do somewhat of the same thing, then that would behoove Jerry to want to add to the roster. I think that's the opposite for the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? Moving on from Micah, left a big hole. But at the same time, we've seen Dak start a season 3-5 and still, or 3-5 and still go 12-5. We've seen this team, start strong and then end bad. You know what I'm saying? Like that's any team in the NFL. So, but the only difference is between those guys and us is we got Jerry Jones, and if think about it, right? If we kept rolling the way we were rolling, say we win the next 2 going into the bye, do you really think Jerry Jones is going to push the panic button and say, "Oh, we got to sign somebody now"? No, because this is his way. This is his way. We've all had speculation on, after the whole Jimmy Johnson thing, Jerry wants to do it his way. You know what I'm saying? He feels as though he got 3 of those 2 of those Super Bowls under Jimmy because it was Jimmy's way. And ever since then, aside from Barry Switzer, ever since then, he's always wanted to do it his way. You know what I'm saying? And this is his way. By us beating Washington the way that we beat Washington, and and by us holding up as well as we did against Philadelphia in week 1, tying with the Green Bay Packers in week 3, you know what I'm saying, week 4, despite the loss to Chicago and Carolina, if you ask me, I think Jerry is crazy enough to think that if we were to win these next 2 games going into the bye, we'll end up being 5-3-1, right? Coming out of the bye, we play the Raiders. What's going on, Angry? How you, bro? I agree with you, Nisi. I agree with you wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you wholeheartedly. Don't rest on your morals. Add to it. Add to it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, getting DeMarvion Overshown back is monumental. Depending on if he comes back, DeMarvion Overshown or Agent Zero. Now, there's an extra added element to Agent Zero. You know what I'm saying? We've seen some of that with Demo 13. We saw hints of that with Demo 3.5. You know what I'm saying? Now we're getting Agent Zero. So maybe there's just an extra added oomph to that. We don't know what speculation. We don't know what to look. We don't know what we can look forward to. But me personally, if he comes back 75% of what he was last year, that's still better than what we got out on the field right now. You know what I'm saying? If not on par. And I doubt that it's on par because that dude is a rocket. You know what I'm saying? But Jerry is the type that he'll sit. He'll sit on it. Like, nah, I don't see a need for us to make a trade with the team playing as well as they're playing, not understanding that we're about to go up against our gauntlet, right? We're taking the Raiders out of this, even though that's a team that we can lose to. Let's be honest. Yeah, they're a team in obscurity, but they're still an NFL team. They still got Max Crosby. You know what I'm saying? They still have an Ashton Genty. Granted, Ashton Genty probably had one, maybe two good games, but I don't want to walk into any game thinking, oh, this is a cakewalk. We did that against Carolina. We did that against Chicago. We saw what happened. You know what I'm saying? So we have to, us as fans can do that all day. I don't want the players to walk in like that. You know what I'm saying? I can only hope. I can only hope that a move is made, whether it be a Max Crosby or you bolster the linebacker room by going out and get Bradley Chubb from the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Or you make another corresponding move. You can go out in the free agency right now and find Eric Kendricks. Eric Kendricks is better than what we have right now in our room, in our linebacker room. He's better than what we have. So, and there's familiarity. There's familiarity. No, not between him and the coach, not between him and the defensive coaching staff, but him and Shotty. Shotty knows what that guy can bring. I mean, if we really wanted to, if Jerry really wanted to shake it up, yeah, Max Crosby is definitely the move. Max Crosby is definitely the move. You know what I'm saying? Hitting up one of these other teams, hitting up the Jets. They're 0-7. Like, if you really want to bolster this DT room, go get Quinnen Williams. I mean, I want to be team F them picks, but I want to be team let's build for the future, right? So Quinnen Williams is on the younger side. I don't think he's reached 28 yet. I know Max Crosby just did. Quinnen Williams is somebody you can go out and get. What the fuck are the Jets doing? Let's be honest. What are the Jets doing? The Jets aren't doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And if they think Tyrod Taylor is going to be the fix, you're sorely mistaken. You know what I'm saying? We can go to our neighbors up there in New York and talk to them about, say, Kayvon Thibodeau. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, I understand he's coming up on a contract. It's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a possibility because he's an edge rusher / linebacker. You know what I'm saying? And that helps. And remember, they do have the Brian Burns of the world. They do have the Dexter Lawrences of the world. They do have the Abdul Carters that they just spent the house on with a first-round pick. So, I mean, if they're looking to build for the future, in which they are, then you make a play for a Kayvon Thibodeau. You make a play for that. You know what I'm saying? Most people have been saying Trey Hendrickson out of the Bengals. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but just when we thought that they may want to have a fire sale, Joe is kind of making that kind of hard for them to want to do. Joe Flacco. I mean, Joe Flacco is he may be older, but he's still a serviceable quarterback, and that's all they really need. We saw what they did with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, I mean, you can go to several different places and try to make a play for someone. You know what I'm saying? We all would like a Max Crosby. We all would like to go up to Cleveland and grab Myles Garrett. That would be phenomenal. You could go out and on the streets and you can go get that Zaire Smith, or I believe that's his name. You can look anywhere and possibly make a move somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I don't think Jerry will go as far as we want him to. We remember when Jerry said these words, all in, all right? And people just completely took it out of context instead of listening to the entire quote. Okay. Most of us took it out of context. Jerry didn't say we were going all in. He said specifically, we are going all in on our guys. Now, when he said that last year, something rang true to that. Here's where it did. DeRon Bland has been paid. Tyler Smith has been paid. Jake Ferguson has been paid. Dak Prescott has been paid again. CeeDee Lamb has been paid. You got Brock Hoffman back in here on a 1-year deal, 2-year deal, something like that. You got Wanye Thomas under contract. You even got Marquise Bell under contract. Here's what all those guys have in common. They were drafted by the Cowboys. So he wasn't lying when he said we're going all in on our guys. He wasn't lying. Now, minus Micah Parsons, but he wasn't lying. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. He's going all in on his guys. So they went all in. Here's why he went all in. If I'm looking at it retrospectively, up until now, he went all in on his guys to make a play for a George Pickens, to be able to make a play for a Max Crosby or something similar, a Bradley Chubb. You know what I'm saying? He went all in on these guys now to marry contracts. So if he does bring another piece in, and hopefully it's a big piece, hopefully it's a few pieces, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to do that, if you're really going to hold true to after going all in on your guys, you start building on top of that, fuck them picks. You can give up one of those first this year. You can give up another one for next year. I don't care. If you really want to be in win now mode, that's what the George Pickens thing was about. Getting George Pickens here is a win now move. Signing him is a win for the future move. But getting him here now is a win now move. Signing Jadeveon Clowney, even though he's on the wrong side of 30. I wouldn't say that's a win now move, but getting Kenny Clark that's a win now move. No matter how, like, let's be honest here. No matter how well our offense plays, the defense needs the most work. So if you are going to be in win now mode, it will behoove you to go out and make a play for one of these big names that everybody's so coveted about. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I like that. Yeah, I like it. If it holds true. So I was listening to, as much as it pains me to say, but before I even get into that, I want to give an apology to 105.3 The Fan, RJ Choppy, and because I kind of came at their neck a little while ago on X. If anybody remembers the Dak Prescott essay situation where the broad was trying to, get hundreds of millions of dollars out of Dak for an alleged crime. And I think I misheard a few things. Maybe I was watching the wrong or listening to the wrong broadcast. But I assumed, being so it's 105.3 The Fan, that it's all of them. Some people said some disparaging things about Rain Dakota Prescott, like he's a POS. He should be arrested, throwing dirt on his name. You know what I'm saying? With no validity. So then when the truth comes out, there's no apology issued. Now, I don't blame Dak for not going on the show. I wouldn't have gone on it either. But again, I wanted to extend an apology to RJ Choppy because I jumped the gun. I am a man and I will admit when I'm wrong. Okay? I am a man and I will admit when I'm wrong. As you should have, sir. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, call me a homer all you want. What you're not going to do is cast disparagement on a man who didn't who hasn't given you reason to question his integrity. You know what I'm saying? Dak is a man of integrity. Let's be honest. Dak is a man of integrity. So to come at him like that, it rubbed me the wrong way. And I kind of boycotted 105.3 The Fan, but I had to make amends because even though I came at next, I have to be a man and stand up and say when I'm wrong. Now, when it comes to KC and Masterpiece, oh no, fuck them, because they're the ones who did it. It wasn't RJ Choppy. It wasn't those other guys, Brad Sham and all. No, it wasn't those guys. You know what I mean? It wasn't Brian Broaddus. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Little basement boys, housekeeping. But yeah, I was listening to our 105.3 The Fan, and from what they're saying, from the conversation that was had between them and Jerry today was, it wasn't Jerry, it was RJ and Brian Broaddus, and Brian Broaddus brought something to light. Now it's all speculation still. It's still all speculation. But from what I understand from Brian Broaddus was, it's more at this point, being so this is getting out there, it's gaining traction, if you will. It's more the coaches speaking. So if a phone call was made, it was a coach to a coach saying, hey, I think we would benefit from, how do you guys, yada, yada, yada. Now, if that's front office, if it was the front office who made the call, if it's literally Jerry Jones in the front office doing the legwork, then cool. There's some validity to it. Okay. If there's coaches doing it, I wouldn't read too much into it, but we don't know. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't read too much into it though. Once you hear now Trey Wingo, he definitely has a leg up in Raiders Nation. He has a leg up in Raiders Nation. He's known. I mean, it's Trey Wingo. Who doesn't know Trey Wingo? So, I mean, it's not like what he says isn't true, isn't valid, because it holds some weight. Trey Wingo's name carries weight. You know what I'm saying? So, I think if there is some truth to this, then we could be in for a hell of a surprise. We could be. Remember, there are two people or three people who have to make this decision. Okay, the Raiders have to be willing to part ways. Jerry Jones has to be willing to accept it, and agents are involved. Let's make no bones about this. Agents are still involved. Okay, like, hey, agent, is this a good move? Jerry Jones wants to talk to me. The Raiders want to let me go, but is it a good proposal? Can we possibly come to the table sooner? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything plays a part. So it's not just a Jerry Jones making a phone call and saying, we want him and it's done. No, it doesn't work that way. There's parties involved. There are parties involved. Now, for the player really doesn't have a choice. If the team wants to let go of him and send him off somewhere, then contractually, he has to do what they say, especially if he wants to get paid. If they give up the contract saying, hey, you know what, Jerry Jones, I don't see us doing anything within the next 2 to 3 years. We're in a rebuild. He's an elder statesman. He's only 28, but in football years, that's an elder statesman. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you guys can benefit from him more. Our window is closed at the moment. Your window is open here. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they got to be willing to want to do that. And Jerry has to be the one to sign off on it. Jerry and Steven. You know what I'm saying? Do I see a world where they don't? No, I don't see a world where they don't. I mean, the money makes sense because it's like he has a $35 million cap hit, I believe, at the end of this season or this season. So the Raiders would take 18 million, take on 18 million of his current salary this year, and we would pay off the rest. Then 2026 would be 30 million guaranteed. 28 million guaranteed. 2027 would be $30 million guaranteed. Now, all the guaranteed monies are gone by 2028, but he'd still be under contract until 2029. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a futures thing that you will want to do. Being so Dak Prescott's contract, his extension began this year. CD's extension began this year. Deron Bland's extension began this year. Same thing with Tyler Smith, Wanye. You know what I'm saying? So we already signed the ones that were staples of this team, the core, if you will. There's only one, maybe two pieces left to sign for this team, and we're set for the duration of Dak's tenure, for the duration of Shotty's coaching tenure. You know what I'm saying? And that would be Javonte Williams and one Mr. George Pickens. Me personally, I'm going to bang the table and say, sign Javonte Williams. I understand we have Jadon Blue waiting in the wings, and we have a Phil Maffa waiting in the wings, and we still do have Malik Davis waiting in the wings. But in certain instances, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Javonte Williams is balling. You know what I'm saying? He is balling. So I don't see why we don't keep him around, especially with the young offensive line that we have. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Smith is only 24. He's not even 25. Cooper Beebe's 23, 24. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Guyton's 23, 24. Then you have Tyler Booker, who was just drafted. The only elder statesman we have on this team right now would be Terrence Steele. But yet you have Nate Thomas waiting in the wings for that. Johnny Cornelius. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we're without weaponry. We have a young offensive line that can only get better from here. Now, all you need to do is, besides your Javonte Williams and your George Pickens, get the defense right. If you can get the defense right, if this defense can just get to 20th, 21st, 22nd, you know what? 23rd in the league by year's end, and we just happen to make the playoffs, we can go on a deep run, especially with the offense that we have, barring injury. We can go on a deep run. We can definitely make some noise. But that's only incumbent upon if Jerry Jones pushes to make some moves. Now, just because we're pushing him to make these moves don't necessarily mean they're going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Just because, they say, oh, this one's on the trade block, with that one's on the trade block. When we talk to them, they have to want us. We can want them all we want. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe me, ask Greenlaw. We made a play for Greenlaw. We actually made a play for Jonathan Allen as well. They didn't want the Cowboys. The Cowboys wanted them. They didn't want the Cowboys. That's what people are missing. Oh, man, Jerry didn't do nothing. Like, all we do is bargain basement shop. Well, these are the guys that are available. These are the guys that want to play for the Star. These are the guys that need a job. Some of these guys don't want to play for the Star. Let's be honest. Some of these guys don't want to play for the Star. Some of these dudes just need a job. Some of these dudes don't want to be on the streets. That's why they're bargain bin guys. But yet, you have certain guys like a George Pickens. Now, granted, he had no control of where he was going. But when he got here, he was fine with it. Especially when you have a CeeDee Lamb and a Dak Prescott throwing you the ball. Hands down the best quarterback in the league. Hands down the best quarterback wide receiver trio in the league. Hands down. You can't argue it. You can tell me T. Higgins and Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow. You can tell me that all you want. You can tell me Jalen Squirts with A.J.'s Browns and Devontae Smith. You can tell me that all you want. This trio is more consistent than any other trio I've seen, barring injury. And here's the scarier part. Dak used to do this stuff with just one receiver. Dak did this stuff with just one receiver and a bag of chips. Which one? Jalen Squirts. It is. It is gross. But I mean, you know, we don't get no pitches love here. Not in the basement. No sir. Not in the basement. I'm sorry. In the basement, we get dirty. We get filthy. You know what I'm saying? And how about this Brandon Graham coming back to Philadelphia? Like that's going to mean anything. I'm just saying. I don't see much happening there. I mean, veteran presence. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who can rah them to a victory. I don't know. I mean, if this team is going to continue to play the way that they're playing, you know, that team in Philadelphia, if they continue to play the way that they're playing, they could have another meltdown. They could have another 2023 meltdown. And I'm here for the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you asked the talking heads, you know, watch the Angry's video earlier, you know, about how the talking heads want to pit one receiver against the other. You know what I'm saying? But yet no one's talking about how well they mesh together and how both of them are telling you we don't have an ego. Like, we don't have an ego. Like, when it comes to George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, there is no ego. That's 1-1. Does Jamar Chase and T. Higgins have egos? No. It seems like T. Higgins is all right playing Robin to his Batman. Seems like he's all right. And here's the crazy part. T. Higgins ain't even playing Robin. T. Higgins Batman too. Like, there's no ego. The Dallas Cowboys will never have the issues with their wide receivers, especially these two wide receivers that Jalen Squirts and his two guys are having. Dak don't mind throwing the ball. If you're open, you're getting it. If you're not open, you're getting it. Like, you don't believe me? Ask Marshawn Lattimore how he feels. From what I understand, he was crying on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? So there's no ego on this team, and I'm loving that. I'm loving this. I'm loving how my offense has matured in ways to where everyone is doing their 111. Did you see how, if you don't believe me, did you see how Tyler Booker was able to get a good combo block, get up to the second level, get another combo block, but then throw Bull to the ground? Like, he's taking hearts. He's taking hearts. And that was on the big Javonte Williams run. He's taking hearts out there. If that doesn't give you a level of optimism, I don't know what else will, especially offensively. So offensively, we are set. There isn't a thing we need offensively. Maybe a right tackle. You know what I'm saying? But Nate Thomas can do a good job as well. You know what I'm saying? Give him more snaps, and I guarantee he'll end up being a Pro Bowler within a year or two. You know? The issue is defensively. And like I said, like I stated before, in the Jets during the Jets game, this is the progression. This is the evolution of the defense. Donovan Ezeraku is a rookie. He is now 7 games in. He's finally gotten a sack. He's showing off his pass rush moves. He's getting back to the quarterback in record time. Shamar James, rookie, learning the defense and being able to play free, just like he did in the Washington game. Will that translate? Will it be as consistent? We don't know. We hope so. We hope so. DaRon Bland back at doing whatever he do. You know what I'm saying? Being saucier than Sauce Gardner. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing bland about that bull. He got enough seasoning. You know what I'm saying? Can Trayvon Diggs come back into the fold and actually play to his strengths? Will Eberflus allow him to play to his strengths? Now, here's the thing about that pick 6 that DaRon Bland had. We're talking about, oh, man, we need to play more man. We need to play more man. We were in the Tampa 2. That's a zone. That means your corners are shallow, your safeties are high, and your linebackers are playing in the middle of the field. That's a Tampa 2. Anything 10 yards and in. DaRon Bland was playing a Tampa 2 and jumped the route. He saw the ball coming. This is a part of Eberflus's mindset. Keep everything in front of you. So that way, if by chance they want to throw a flat route, you can be there for the tackle. If by chance they throw a dig route, you can be there to at least jump the route. If they're running comebacks, you can be there to jump the route. That's the whole point of playing in a zone. That's the whole point of playing in the Tampa 2. Playing in man means you're playing in phase. Playing in man means you have to be sticky. Playing in man means you can't fall for double moves. We've seen that quite a few times. Trequez Bridges fell for a double move, but recovered well. Your safeties are playing a little bit better. Here's how they're playing a little bit better. Because your corners are playing better and your linebackers are playing in the spots where they should be. That's why your safeties are playing better. It's not just because it's Donovan Wilson and Wanye and Marquise Bell. It's not just because of the personnel. It's because they're understanding the scheme. When you're playing in man, there's no scheme involved. It's see your man, stay with your man, see ball, hit ball. That's all you got to do. That's what man is. That's how easy man coverage is. But what they don't tell you is when you're playing man against a wide receiver who wants to eat your heart out, that's going to be the problem. You don't believe me? Ask Marshawn Lattimore. You don't believe me? Ask Mike Sanderstill. You don't believe me? J.C. Jackson. Like the list goes on and on. George Pickens in 7 games has 6 touchdowns, and all of them have been on premier cornerbacks. CD just got a touchdown on a premier cornerback. Jake Ferguson has been getting touchdowns on premier linebackers, on premier slot corners. You know what I'm saying? Like, our guys are learning the defense as they go, and we have to at least give them some grace. Do I want our team? Do I want our defense to be 32 or 32nd ranked defense? No. That is not conducive to complementary football. That is not. Because if you allowing a team to score every time, that means you're putting your offense in a bind where they have to score every time. Granted, that's what the offense is supposed to do. That's what it's designed to do, but it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. There's no way that you're going to score on every drive. And if you do, then y'all the shit. I commend you. Y'all the shit. Any team that does. I think the closest team that does that is maybe Indianapolis. And luckily for them, they got Jonathan Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Alec Pierce, like, he's not an all-world wide receiver. Joshua Downs, he's not an all-world wide receiver. These guys aren't household names. Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is looking like an MVP candidate. Let's be honest here. It sucks to think that, but it's true. So when you're playing in a system where all 11 guys are doing their job, especially offensively, then you're good. Then you're good. It's the defense that's the issue. Indy's defense is crazy. Top 5 in takeaways, top 5 in points, top 5 in yards. Yards allowed. And not in a bad way either. Am I asking for my defense to be top 10 by the end of the season? No, it's unrealistic. It is unrealistic. All this offense needs you to do, the only thing Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, George Pickens, Javonte Williams, this offensive line, all they need from the defense is 2 to 3 stops a game. Anything extra, I'll take it. But 2 to 3 stops a game. Force them to punt. Hold them to 3. Hold them to 3. I'm fine with that. You hold them to 3. They get the ball first. They come out. They kick a field goal. Cool. That's 3. Now, my guys can go down there and score 7. If you can get a stop the next series, awesome. Now, my team can go down there and score another 7. Now, you're up 14-3. You know what I'm saying? Like, let the math. Let the math. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act as if I know everything, because I don't. I'm no coach. I'm no football savant. I just go off of what I see. And what I'm seeing is, especially in that Washington game, those guys literally were playing for each other. They were playing with pride. Trequez Bridges was not great. He was good, He was not great. But that's what pride gets you. A dude that nobody knows nothing about coming in and making a mark. Donovan Wilson, some of his hits, playing down in the box. Shit. Matt Eberflus, just the way he called the game. The way he called the game was just, it was something like we've never seen before. It kind of was reminiscent of the Jets game. But even in the Jets game, we got beaten a run. We didn't get beaten a run in this game. I mean, yeah, your quarterbacks got out, but that's just about it. All their running backs, no more than 35 yards. No more than 35 yards. Two of them combined for 30 some odd yards. You know what I'm saying? So we're doing our job. We're coming along slowly. It's not as much as I say this about our fan base. We are a microwave fan base. We want things so instant. You know what I'm saying? We want things so instant, so quick. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes you gotta let that pot boil. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll get with you later, Angry. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you. We got to let that water boil, man. You got to let it come to a boil. Pasta takes 12 minutes. I know it seems like a long time, but I promise you, it's going to be good when it's done. I promise. Takes chicken 18 minutes to cook properly. But the ops will probably be okay if he did have that pressure. 100%. And the lack of coaching. And the lack of coaching for Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was put in so many bad situations. Like, do I still think that New York should have paid Saquon before they paid him? Yes, 100%. 100%. I thought that was a bad thing. I thought that was a bad deal to do. You don't go paying Daniel Jones. Sadiqa, hey, sweetheart, how are you? You don't go paying Daniel Jones before your premier running back. What are you, crazy? And what does he do when he leaves? Goes and wins a Super Bowl, wins a rushing title, almost got an MVP. Oh, Angie up in here? I didn't even see her sneak in. Angie, where you at? Where Angie, the rebel chick, at? I didn't even see her sneak in. But yeah, like we are conditioned to be microwave. We are conditioned to want things like that. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. What you have to do is be patient. I know it sucks. But it's been almost 30 years. We can wait a little longer, can't we? We can wait to see what this defense is really going to look like. If you look at the first takes and the FS1s and all that, they'll tell you, oh man, the offense is a championship offense, but the defense leaves little to be desired. Yeah, Angry had to roll out. He hungry. He needs to go eat something. You know what I'm saying? And they're right. The defense does leave little to be desired. In the majority of the games that we've played. We played 7 games. I say 3 of those games, no bueno. No bueno. I'm not even counting the Eagles game. No bueno. The Packers game, no bueno. Chicago, no bueno. New York, no bueno. No bueno. There should be no reason why New York should be able to score on you the way that they scored on you. No bueno. Carolina, big no bueno. No. We can't have that. Not only do you allow them to torture you in the air, you allowed Rico Dowdle to stand on his business. You should have took that as a personal affront. Now, if you notice some of the guys who were playing in this past game, you saw a lot more of James Houston. You saw a lot more of Donovan Ezaraku. You saw a lot more of Jadeveon Clowney. You didn't see a lot of Sam Williams. You even had some Mozzie Smith sightings. Solomon Thomas, I have no argument. If I'm going to stand on the table for anybody, it'll be Solomon Thomas. He is as advertised. Even Kenny Clark, as advertised. Jadeveon Clowney coming back into the fold, coming back into playing football. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's only the only way for those guys is up now. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you'll see the regression that we've seen before. Just over the course of this season. I don't think next week against the Broncos we're going to look like we did playing against Sadika. I want to agree. We're going to lose a game. I'm telling you now, we were going to lose a game. It's a shame it was a Chicago game. I didn't want it to be the Chicago game, but I think that one was needed. There's always one game on our schedule where we're just going to wet the bed. Chicago game, CD going down. That one, okay, fine. You got me there. Philadelphia, we should have won that game. If Green Bay wasn't playing like a bunch of bitches and playing for the tie, we would have won that game too. We would have definitely won that game. Carolina should have been no way in hell we lost that game. No way in hell we should have lost that game. No way. But can't cry over spilled milk. We're 3-3-1. Second in the division with the win over Washington. And the one thing, as you should. I'm not telling you you shouldn't. I am not telling you you shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing I'm looking forward to at this point is seeing how much better this defense can be. If Matt Eberflus takes a page out of his book in the Philly game when it comes to his zone, the Jets game, okay, with the pass rush and the linebacker play, and then this Washington game, more so in the secondary. If he can just marry those three together, coming into the Broncos game, going into the Arizona game, going into the bye, and then maybe if Jerry doesn't get too high on his horse, like, oh, no, we're fine. We don't need anything. You see how these guys are playing. Now, damn on that. We always need something. Don't waste this season that Dak and this offense are putting together. Do not waste it. Do not waste it. If you waste this season, you're going to lose a lot of the fan base, and that's a shame. I don't want you to waste this season. If by week 14 we're looking like we haven't lost a game, you know what I mean? If by the time we play Kansas City, if we run the table up until we play Kansas City, that will put us at, we're 3-3-1 right now. We take these next two, that'll put us at 5-3-1. Coming out of the bye, we got Oakland or Vegas, 6-3-1. Then we go play I think it's the Chargers. I don't know if we play the Chargers after them, or you're 100%. I can't argue with it. If we were more gap sound, yeah, 100%. If we were more gap sound, yeah. I can't argue with that. I cannot argue with that. If we were more gap sound. I say by the time we should be playing Philly, let me take a look at this here schedule. Give me 1 second. I gotta take a look at this here schedule, because this will tell me everything I need to know. Okay, boop. All right, so we got the Broncos coming up. So if we take down the Broncos, the Cardinals, the Raiders, that'll put us at 7-3-1. I'm sorry, 6-3-1. Then we got Philadelphia coming in. We know we do to them when they come into Dallas. They get dog walked. But let's not go overboard. You know what I mean? Let's not go overboard. Let's see what happens. Me personally, we're gonna whoop their ass. Probably gonna be another 33-10 game. I'm gonna enjoy it, especially with George Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb. So that'll put us at 7-3-1. We take down the Eagles. Everybody's saying, oh, man, the Chiefs are back. You guys are going to have a hard time with that. I don't think the Chiefs are what they used to be. They ran into some luck playing some games who took them lightly. I don't think we're going to take the Chiefs lightly. And I don't think the Chiefs has faced an offense like this. So we can call that 8-3-1. The only game on this schedule that worries me, that bothers me, if there's anyone. In the beginning of the season, I said I don't think all the good teams that were good teams last year are going to be good. This team showed me a little bit different. The Detroit Lions, even without their coordinators, they're 5-2. They're still a problem. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They got speed. They got power. They have it all. They have it all on the offense. Defensively, they can be had. Again, 2 losses, but they can be had. That's the only game that worries me. We got the Vikings coming into Dallas. Then we got the Chargers coming into Dallas. We can very well end this season. 12-4-1. That's enough to get into the playoffs. And then barring what happens with Green Bay being so they have the tie with us, you know what I'm saying? We'll decide our fate when it comes to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But we could very well go 12-4-1. We could very well go 12-4-1 and finish the season if the defense plays better. If we stick to what Sadiqa said. They played man and blitz from the start. If you go into these next 4 or 5 games playing nothing but man, probably not. I'm not going to go 70% man, 30%. No, I'm not going to do that because you're going to want to sprinkle it up. You're going to want to play with it here and play with it there. If your defense can play serviceable and get this offense at least 2 to 3 stops a game, we can win games by 2 or more scores. We can. Again, you don't got to get no takeaways. You don't have to get any takeaways, defense. Just get me 2 to 3 stops. And this offense playing at the level that they're playing at, if that can stay consistent, barring injury, I don't see why we couldn't make it to the playoffs. I don't see why we can't go 12-4-1. I don't see why not. I don't see why we can't go on a deep playoff run. Now, when this season first started, I was the first to say, I'm not expecting the playoffs. After moving on from Micah, and then, you got a bunch of rookies, your Jay Toias, your Donovan Ezerakus, who need to learn at this level. I didn't expect us to get to the playoffs. I didn't. I just wanted us to be better than we were last year. If that means, indeed, I don't care if it's just 1 game better. 8-1. You know what I'm saying? 9-7-1. I don't care if it's 2 games better. I don't care if it's a game better. Just be better than you were last year. Stepping stones in the right direction. But the way that this defense showed up Sunday tells me that they can be better. If you can hold the next 4 or 5 teams to 20 points with this offense putting up 30 easily, bruh, there's no reason why we can't get to the playoffs. There's no reason. There is absolutely no reason. Some games are going to be harder than others. Some games you might need your offense to take the wheel. Some games you might need your defense to take the wheel. And that's where I need the defense the most. When you have to take the wheel. I want takeaways too. I want it all, honestly. But knowing that the defense can at least get you 2 to 3 stops with a potent offense that you have that literally nobody's been able to cover. Nobody's been able to cover these. Think about it, right? The Philly game, we should have beat them. We should have put up 40. The fumble, 4 drops, and the chase down, tackle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have put up 40. We've been putting up 40 literally all season. 3 out of 7 games, we put up 40 points. 5 out of 7 games, we put up over 30. Only 2 games we didn't do that? No, 4 of 2 games, 4 of 7 games. The Eagles game, Chicago, and Carolina. The only 3 games we didn't put up 30. The only 3 games. Other than that, 30 plus. 30 plus. So it's not like we can't score. We can. We can move down the field. We've seen that in 38 seconds before halftime. You know what I'm saying? We can move the ball. And if push comes to shove, if it comes down to a field goal, well, we got that too. You know what I'm saying? Do we want to rely on that? No. No. I want to rely on my defense getting me 2 to 3 stops so this offense can do what they do. We call that complementary football. That's what we call that. And that's all I want for this team. That's all I want. I want just like everybody else to see this team succeed, prosper. I don't care if you don't even make it to the NFC Championship. If you get into the dance, and you get a win in the dance, cool. You move on to the divisional. All right, cool, no problem. You weren't even expected to be there. Let's take it a step further. If you can win that and then go to the NFC Championship, hey, even better. You go to the Super Bowl, that's icing on the cake. You win it, motherfucker. We throwing a party everywhere. Everywhere. For the next year and a half. Nobody can tell us nothing. But that's not my expectation right now. My personal expectation is getting this next one. Then having Arizona come in where Kyler Murray hasn't won a game, hasn't lost a game, and putting a loss on that record. Then going out in the bye and resting up. If you make the trade, if you make the big trade that everybody wants, if you're listening to Cowboys Nation and you make the big trade, shit, you can make 2 if you want. You could call New York. You can call New York right now. Both of them. One, you can go ahead and grab your offensive player from the Jets, Breece Hall, if you want. And you can call the other guy, the other New Yorker, for their defender, Kayvon Thibodeau. I would love to have him. I would love to have him. Then you go out west, talk to that boy about his pass rusher, Max Crosby. That's fine. Yeah, bring him on. Bring him on. Then you're making some hay. You get Javonte Williams a 1-2 punch. Not saying Jadon Blue can't do it because I think he can. He's green. He's green. He's still got Similac behind his ears. He's green. There's nothing wrong with that. He needs a little bit of time. He's gotten better over the past 2 games. Game 1, 1 carry, 4 yards. Game 2, 7 carries, 29 yards, 4.1 yards a carry. I'm saying opportunities. That's all these guys need, man. Opportunities. Mingo's coming back off our IR. In fact, he's been designated back to the 53. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys, I'm pretty sure Sadiqa did. This morning I was listening to Girls Talk, Boys Talk. I would love to have Eric Kendricks back. I would love to have Eric Kendrick back. I would. He's just sitting out there. That's a death piece if you ain't never had one. And he understands how to play the game. He understands. So yeah, that's a piece I would definitely want. There's one more that I want. Yeah, BB has been his practice window's been opened. Savone Rebels' practice window has been opened. Demo, Agent Zero, like I've stated before, his practice window's been opened. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we don't have viable pieces coming back. Yeah, we do. Trevor Keegan has been sent down to IR to actually make room for Mingo to be on the 53. And then, I believe BB, Revel, and DeMarvion, all their practice windows are going to open tomorrow. So that 21 day starts tomorrow. They're looking at, and just like I thought, everybody was saying, "Oh, when is DeMarvion Overshown supposed to be back?" JB. Yes, Josh Butler. Yes, indeed. I actually think his practice window's been opened. If not, it will be. I actually think his practice window's been open. Maybe. Everybody's been asking, "Hey, when does DeMarvion Overshown come back?" And I've always said these words: projected Thanksgiving. Projected. If we're looking at DeMarvion's timeline, he'll be back before that. And now they're projecting being so is nope, not yet. All right, cool. Being so they're projecting now that it'll be the Raiders game, he'll be back. Even better. Cool. The Raiders, then the Eagles, then yeah, I'm fine with that. Cool. Let's get them acclimated. 21 day. You know what I'm saying? That means you got we're without him for the Broncos. We're without him for Arizona. Okay. And then you look at the pieces that we already have. I'm taking Kenneth Murray out of this because Kenneth Murray isn't a young guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking Kenneth Murray out of this. I'm looking at Shamar James, Maris Leofau, DeMarvion Overshown in the Raiders game. That's what I'm looking at. I think those three are a recipe for trouble for opposing offenses. As far as linebackers are concerned, I think those three are a recipe for disaster for opposing offenses. Not only does DeMarvion Overshown blitz, cover, chase down, he's also really good in the run. He understands gap assignments. He's been sitting next to Flus this entire time. So if there's anybody who sucked up all the knowledge that about the current scheme, it's him. It's one thing to be out there taking the direction. It's another thing to sit there and watch the direction being given. Because in the first seven games, we've seen ups and downs with this defense. One of their best game that they played, two of their best games, Philadelphia, Washington. Listen, I don't pay no attention to that right there. Like, yeah, that's exactly he's going to end up going right back into retirement. I don't understand it. I mean, when you love the sport, you love the sport. I applaud anybody who loves the sport that much to want to retire and not want to stay away and come back. But you retired for a reason. Your body, Brandon Graham is not the same Brandon Graham. I can promise you he's not going to be the same Brandon Graham. Besides, they don't need linebackers anyway. They don't need linebackers anyway. Because that's what Brandon Graham is. He may play the pass rush because he is a hell of a pass rusher, or was. You know what I'm saying? But they don't need no linebackers, bro. They don't even need no pass rushers. They really don't, unless they're dealing with injury. But I don't see this working out. I don't see this as a very good move. I really don't. For either, for the Eagles or for Brandon Graham, because you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when it's going to be like the favoritism starts again. Like, oh no, we're going to have Brandon Graham out there instead of yeah, exactly. I don't know that kid's name. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to them and Brandon Graham, enjoy yourselves. Have fun with that. If you're thinking of reliving the glory days, those days are done. Just saying. Those days are over. You see what's on that hat. It's a star. I don't give a fuck about no Eagles. You know what I'm saying? This is the basement. We don't give two shits about no Eagles. I'm starting to think maybe he does. Maybe he does need the bread skis. Maybe he gambled a lot of that away, you know? Oh, yeah, we're going to blow out the Eagles. We're going to blow out the Cowboys by 40. I want to put $2 million on it. And, yeah, he lost all that. Stupid. You know what I'm saying? So that's his problem. That's on him. All right. Nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? But man, I just wanted to jump on touch base with y'all, man. It's been a while. I'm going to be back regularly. I am still learning how to navigate through this space. I want to get y'all some regular videos. So that's something that I'm going to have to work on. Take the time to understand how to do it properly, so that way, you guys don't just get great content, but you also get entertainment as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys deserve it, man. Y'all show up for me, man, all the time. So, and I appreciate it. I really do. So, with that said, man, it's your boy Hoodie Kush, man. I'm just happy to be back with y'all, man. I'm happy to see what the rest of the season has in store for us. I love the offense, the way it's moving. I'm liking what I'm seeing as far as the evolution of the defense. Hopefully, it can evolve into something more tangible. And yeah, I'm I'm on Team Shoddy right now. I'm definitely on Team Shoddy. Um, I'm I just want to see great things, man. I just want y'all all to have a great night, be blessed, and I'll probably be back tomorrow. So with that being said, man, it's your boy Hoodie Kush with the Basement Boys. Have a great one. Indeed, you be blessed too, Sadiqa.